Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Ugh, that got all messed up. By accident, I have a Mac, and sometimes the way you scroll, it went like back. So I lost the live, couldn't figure out how to get back into it, and then had all kind of trouble getting back live because of that. That was so stressful for a moment. Sorry about that, guys. None of you are still hanging put. We can chat a little bit more, but I'm back. Joe, I figured I was on like streaming, not webcam. There's like an option. So it's like trying to stream,
Right.
not like webcam. I don't know what but anyway. Oh my goodness, I'm here. I don't know where I was. I don't know what I was talking about.
I wonder if that's what you're doing. You swipe left or right. You swipe to that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you were still like in the room.
No, I had gone back and I had to then hit forward to try to get back. I don't know. No, Dennis did not pull the plug. It was all me. Again, like it's like, I don't know if anyone else has a Mac and has had that issue where you're just kind of scrolling. Maybe it's because I use 2 fingers, and that's like if you just slightly go to the side, it will hit back. So that is what happened. Oh, yeah, someone had asked. I think that's what I was going back to see. I was trying to see if Joe had answered the question. Someone asked, how many videos are we going to have from this trip? Because clearly we did not share all of those videos. Honestly, I'm not really sure. Towards the end, like I said, when it came to editing and filming and all that stuff, I think it became really overwhelming to us, and we started not to enjoy the process, and we're kind of becoming overwhelmed by it because it was just a different experience for us. That like putting videos out there live, and again, we were doing that with limited resources, being at a rental home, you know, just us and all of that kind of stuff. And I had this channel and everything like that. So towards the end, we actually didn't film as much anyway. We just started to live in the moment, and that was really nice too. You know, I think because it was such a long trip, we felt like we captured enough of how our kids were at the parks and in general that we just didn't feel the need to keep doing it. And we just didn't feel like we had the capacity to do it anyway. So it's probably something I want to explore more on this channel, actually, just to talk about the different ways I've experienced YouTube and filming, and how, you know, I've had good experience about it, not as good as experiences about it, and kind of like how all that has felt and what it feels like to kind of just, I don't know, go through all the kinks and things like that, and what I've learned through it all. So if you find that interesting. No, I wandered by Compass. Good to see you. You're not late to the party. I messed up the party anyway. No, but it's all good. But thank you for joining. Someone asked, Joe said, what the book was like.
Oh, the souvenirs we got.
Oh, the souvenirs we got.
Like what I got.
Oh,
so like
oh.
That, to me, that's
so Joe here, Vanna White. Show us. This was one of our favorite souvenirs. So every year we get a Christmas ornament. We've been doing this since we've been going since 2011, 2010. 2010, I think, was the first year we did it, which 2009 we started going. But this year we always do one that's themed around the year. So this year we actually got four. We got this one, which is the firehouse, because that's where you get the cards at Disney World.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sorcerers became a huge part, like to the point where the last 3 weeks you would go on a Monday and you'd be there for like 7 hours. I'd be like, what rides did you go on? You'd be like, I think just the Haunted Mansion, and we played a ton of sorcerers.
And we loved it. We really did. And so every time we would enter Magic Kingdom, we'd go right to the fire station. And then anytime he'd win the game, which if you haven't won the game, it's really cool. We've never won it, I don't think, as just a couple. But this is the book we got. Wouldn't suggest this one. This is the one we could just find with the time that we had. We just wanted to get one quickly. It's a lot bigger than we probably want to take into the park. We have much smaller ones. Do you have them? Yeah, which is what we would suggest more. We actually saw on Etsy someone does kind of like custom ones. So we're looking into that as like a birthday present. But yeah.
Which you can see it's just
much better.
4 pockets.
Whereas this is
9. So a lot bigger to fit in your backpack. This is actually the perfect size because it fits every single card. So you can kind of get to the end of.
Of course, this is cool too, though, because when you hold it up, it gets a lot more of the cards to do like a combination. But I definitely would suggest that over this. This was a lot to carry around.
But it was like every single day we got, 3 free packs of cards that he was super excited to open. And that was like what he wanted to do right when he got to the box.
Yeah. Oh, bye, Dan. It was good to see you. Nice talking with you. Yeah, so I think that was our major souvenirs. I splurged a little bit. I got a sweater, which was very nice, and came in handy when it got colder too. Someone says they watched me on the Mickey's Fun Wheel. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. That was good times. Yeah, someone said take a break and post a roundup in January. I think so. I think, yeah, we're kind of stepping away from it and then kind of come with it with fresh eyes in a little bit. So, someone has a video request. How we do our finances. Yeah, absolutely. I think, certainly, you can't get into great detail, but absolutely with what you're talking about in regards to saying kind of like how we prioritize and things like that. And we certainly do things like we have not been as good about it in recent years just because of the amount of time we have, but we were very diligent in how we kept track of every single thing we purchased and how we kept track of that and how we would plan for it. And how we then look at it at the end of the year to say, okay, now let's look like how much do we spend here, and there? How can we maybe adjust that? Do we feel like we spent our money wisely? Would we do things differently? It was so good because it would really like point out things that you didn't realize added up. Like an example being, early in our relationship, I would go to Dunkin' Donuts quite a bit, especially when there was a point when we lived and we commuted over an hour to work. It was like starting my day, like I would get a coffee culotta and maybe even a breakfast sandwich. If you know the cost of that adds up quite a bit if you're doing it even once a week. So seeing at the end of the year how much that added up really was eye-opening to me. And I was like, you know what, that is not how I want to spend my money. That if you look at the cost that was, and think about the better things that you can get with that money, it really puts things into perspective. So it's definitely something we could explore. Oh no, someone's baby woke up. Yes, please attend to that. Totally understand. I think I am finally, that would have been me just a few months ago, but we're finally at the point where I feel like comfortable. Dennis sleeps through the night. It was like a light switch. Right when he turned 1. So even partly the time we were down in Disney, he was still waking up, or in Florida, he was still waking up at least once a night. So, but then something about that year mark, he was just like, nope, I'm ready. Mom, you can sleep in. I'm like, yay. Well, not sleeping, but sleep through the night. Someone asked, what is a new Christmas tradition we want to start this year? Unfortunately, I feel like this Christmas, of course, has kind of popped up much quicker, just with having been down in Florida and now being here. And it does make me think, I'm like, darn, like I feel like, I don't know if we are going to kind of be able to, I want to make sure you can see the tree in the background, be able to kind of get any new traditions. I'm really trying to think about it. Yeah, I still got to think on that and really sit down and figure that out. I feel like we just got home and I'm like, darn, but I do want to do something, especially Leah's really getting to that age now where he's understanding Christmas and all of that. So I wanted to ask something before. How did you feel other guests were in terms of following the COVID rules? Was Disney very on the ball with non-following guests? Yeah, that's a tough question to answer. I feel like I heard Joe's feet. Maybe he could help me answer this one. Just about like, were you looking for something now?
Yeah, but not related to that.
Oh, okay. But just let me make sure I say it again. How did we feel other guests were in terms of following the COVID rules, and was Disney really on the ball with non-following guests?
Yeah, I would say.
What did we say?
I would say like 95% of people, 97, 93, somewhere around there. Right. People followed everything pretty much to a T.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you have to remember is that there's 35,000 people in the park.
Yeah.
So 90% even, or 98% still going to leave a lot of people that are not. So if you happen to see 3 or 4 of those people in a row, you start to get panicked like nobody's doing it.
Yes.
But then you're going to a long streak where everybody's doing it. So it's just.
And that's what it did feel like. Yeah.
You just got to get past those couple of moments where all of a sudden you're around a lot of people that are not following it.
You remove yourself.
You remove yourself from the situation, which we did.
You
know, we got out of line a couple times, at least when me and Lee were going at the beginning. If like the people behind us didn't understand the lines, and after explaining it, they still refused to do it.
Yeah.
We would just get back in line, and it was just like 2 people back in the party. So you're just like, oh, okay, I'll wait an extra 30 seconds and be comfortable.
And I would say that's the same percentage for the for Disney. I think for the most part, you definitely saw cast members addressing people, but then there were those times that
I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to if I would be exhausted.
I said that. I said with the 10 weeks, I think at first I was like so diligent and constantly being like, hey, back off this, that. And I still did up until the end, because that was very important to us. But there were times where I was just like, I'm sick of telling this small percentage of people like to back off.
Now imagine you're just a cast member who's working on Main Street, and your job is to tell people to put their masks on.
Constantly,
you'd be doing it every 7 to 8 seconds. And on most people, it wasn't that they were choosing not to wear a mask. I think the biggest thing we noticed was people eating while walking, which is prohibited, but people would do it a lot. And then the other one would be people who it just falls down.
Mm-hmm. Or just people not paying attention to the lines. But that one was an easy one to address. But quite a few times I'm just like.
Yeah, I was saying more for a cast member. Like you're constantly addressing it with everybody walking down Main Street, like with their Starbucks that they just paid $8 for that they want to drink, or their food that they just paid $10 for that they want to eat while walking, and you're like, no, you have to go sit over there and not do anything.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
But I did want to show this. People ask our Christmas traditions.
Oh, yes. Oh, good. This is a big tradition. Yeah.
This is
Advent calendars in general.
One of Lee's Advent calendars. He has 2. This is the second year we've done this one. It's actually the second year I think it's existed. It's a storybook calendar. This is Disney themed. There are other ones if you're into Marvel or whatever, but every day you get a different book.
You said this is our second year doing this one.
Right.
Last year they had one. It was not. Oh, don't give it away. I know where to look.
Actually, don't look.
No, don't look.
They're all
don't
Christmas
look.
themed this year.
Last year they were just Disney stories, which people were reviewing it saying like, I already have these Disney Golden books, like it's nothing new. So it was exciting to see this year was Christmas themed.
And they are on the smaller side. Yes. So they're this
but
big.
Actually kind of wordy.
But yes, on the inside you can see they're very.
So for Lee, this year is much more into it. Last year I felt like he was like, wow, this is rather long.
Yeah, so Lee because we were 12 days behind, we did not have this Advent calendar in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We did have our other Advent calendar in Florida. So because we came back on the 12th or whatever, Lee has been getting 2 a day, one before his afternoon nap and one before bedtime. So when I read Lee the ones at night, they are very, very wordy, and they'll have me reread yesterday's. So which point I just talk to the pictures.
You're just like, I'm just gonna make this up.
But I like that these are all ones I'm not familiar with because they're all Christmas themed.
Yeah, and so
unfortunately, if you are looking for it on Amazon, you got to get it in like October every year.
Pre-order.
Because you have to pre-order it. So we pre-ordered this. I think it was in September.
Yeah, because it was before we left. Before we knew we were leaving.
$25. $25. It's huge
for all those books.
But it does sell out pretty fast. And right now, I think it's up to $80 through third-party sellers.
I hate third-party sellers.
Maybe next year, if it's something you're interested in, keep it on your list and look for it in September or early October.
Yeah,
I think it's shipped October 1st.
But before even doing this one, 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago maybe, we started doing advent calendars with the mini, is he bringing it over? Thomas. And this is really cute too. So every day he opens up a new one. So some of these are really funny. This one is a hot dog. It's a little hot dog. So anyway, he gets a new one of those every day. So
but this
we
is
do
the third
two advents a day.
He
Loves
does have
it.
a huge collection.
He does have a huge collection, and it's nice. These ones don't repeat. There's a couple repeats, but for the most part, they're brand new designs.
But again, this is actually a great deal because this is only $25 too, and that's 25 Thomas mini trains. Which, if your kid does Thomas mini trains, they're definitely more than $1 a piece usually.
Yeah. Would we do a day in the life? Yes, I think I've kind of done one on this channel already, and we've done a couple on Serial soon as well. So definitely looking to do more of those in the future. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's why. We got Lee's mask on Etsy. I think we just searched Disney masks. I'm not sure on the exact company. I know that when we said that, when you just Google Disney masks, people did find it pretty easily. But if you have any trouble, direct message me and I'll try to track it down better. Someone asked, do we like, or do I like Wishes or Happily Ever After? Of course, Wishes always has an incredible emotional attachment to me because it is the night show that I got engaged to. So I will always have that attachment. So of course, I think Wishes will always be my favorite. The thing I always say about between Wishes and Happily After, if I did not have any of that attachment, is to me, Wishes is more emotional. And like, I feel like even if I didn't get engaged or whatever, I would always feel more emotional towards. It really pulls at your heartstrings. Whereas I feel like Happily Ever After just like pumps you up and like makes you happy, makes you like really motivated and just gets you really excited. Whereas like the other one's a little bit more melancholy and just like beautiful. And Happily After is beautiful too. But I feel like just with like the arcs and stuff like that, the differences, that's kind of how I compare the two.
Somebody asked, I just lost it. Oh, how do you feel about families who get in line without their entire party?
Are you listening in on my conversations?
Oh, did they say that?
No, I mean, is this like, I feel like we talk about this. Yeah. And I don't love it. I don't want to like judge anyone. And we did say there's
COVID.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's just don't do it right now. But the only thing I will say is that with it being outdoors, as long as you can, to me, as long as you can get into the line without having to go through the line
and push past people,
like
I'm all right.
I'll look the other way. Like, it's cool because I get it, especially because like it does stink for those families like that. You have to go park your stroller and go far away and then come back and the line's building up. Like, I get that, but I really, really, it really upsets me when families, like one person gets in line and then like 10 people are snaking through everybody. I'm like, this defeats the purpose. You're like literally bumping into me, trying to get past me. And
I have two examples of it. One is we were in line for Under the Sea. Do you remember this? And this family was eating their Mickey bars.
Oh, yeah.
And they got out of, the husband got out of line to get Mickey bars.
Mm-hmm.
And then brought him back into line for everybody to eat. And unfortunately brought him back into line, unfortunately for them, right as they were about to go buy a cast member. And she's like, you can't eat those in line. And so she's like, well, I'll just wait in line. You guys go eat them and then meet me. But she was already going into the building for Under the Sea. And
like, this was like a quick, like we're like.
The lines move very fast now because of social distancing. So I kindly told her that her family would not catch up to her.
Yeah.
Because the line's only like 7 minutes.
But we talked about it. Like, we understand, like, I don't think people are like maliciously doing these things. Like, we're not judging them on that level. Like we felt bad. Like they didn't know they couldn't eat in the line. We hope they didn't know. And that was the situation. And so, yeah, we had already been waiting
And they
in line
just spent
15
like
minutes.
$20 probably on Mickey bars.
Exactly. So like, what do you do? And it stinks to get out of line because you just waited already a little bit. It wasn't like a long time, but anyway, it's just, yeah, it's a tough time and you have to make tough decisions, but ugh.
Minimize it where you can. And then the other question somebody asked was about the area. Would you stay in a different area of Orlando next time? Which I thought was interesting because
Yeah.
we stayed at 2 houses, one in East Kissimmee and one in West Kissimmee.
What did we like better? West?
I think we liked the first one, which was West Kissimmee.
West, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And
East Kissimmee, just the
traffic was rough. And then
we didn't like that you couldn't get, I don't know if that was all of West Kissimmee or just very specific. I mean, East Kissimmee or all that little area.
Amazon Prime.
We couldn't get Amazon Prime.
We had no idea that there were areas of Kissimmee where there was no Amazon Prime. So that was a big.
Someone said Disney definitely seemed like they were cracking down and making sure their whole party was there. I didn't feel like they did that a lot of times. And again, no judgment on, of course, we would hope that they would, but no judgment on cast members because it can be a tough thing to address.
And we saw one when me and Lee were in Barnstormer, where the woman, the line was posted at 5 minutes, and there was literally no line. And then you have to go by where they usually merge the fast passes and the standard line. And there was a woman, and they were like, "All right, how many are party?" She's like, 6, and she's like, "I only see 3." The cast member, and she's like, "Yeah, the other 3 are coming." But there's literally nobody, like she's going to go board the ride. And then the woman's like, "Okay," the cast member's like, "Please step aside." And, and once they catch up, and she's like, no, they're coming. And she wouldn't move out of the way to let the rest of the people go by to actually board the ride. So they were boarding the Barnstormer empty until a group came. And like that, the cast member just looked so defeated. Yeah. I couldn't blame her. It was like 9 o'clock at night. She's probably dealt with it all day long. I didn't blame her at all. She tried, and then the woman just kept pushing back. She's like, I don't know what to do. I
will admit, that was one thing that was disappointing of this trip was like, we kept hearing with this whole pandemic that it's like, this is going to change who we are, and we're going to be more thankful and grateful for what we have, and we're all going to, not take advantage of our life and all that. And it does feel a little bit like, I'm like, I don't feel like enough people learned from that. And there were quite a few people that, continued to like just be entitled when we're in the middle of a pandemic, I felt like, but yeah. We did not stay in Formosa Gardens.
No, we stayed at Lake Berkeley for the second half, and I don't remember where we stayed in the first half, what it was called.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't like
It wasn't a gated community.
No, it was just like a neighborhood.
But I think it was some neighborhood.
Was it?
But it was down Funny Steed Road.
Yes.
We used to love that the GPS would say, take the left on Funny Steed Road. You go, I love that road.
Yes, we would love to do a video. I'd love to do on this channel a video of Joe and I and kind of our love story and journey there. So definitely something to look forward to. Oh, yes, I do remember meeting someone in the Christmas store. So I think I know who you're talking about. That was really nice to meet her. And yes, we do kind of tell it in our draw our life, Disney life. But I guess it is a little bit kind of just vague and focuses mostly on our Disney life. So definitely something we can get more into. Definitely keep saying that. Yeah, I know someone was saying people are way worse than ever. Of course, it's a very stressful time. So again, trying not to judge everyone and just try to hope that everyone's coming from a good place, but certainly not everyone is. And it can be disappointing and frustrating. So I know how you feel. Driving to Disney. Okay. I knew your name was familiar. I hate calling you our Muppets frame friend too, but it is a really good reference. I always remember you that way. So my brain, especially with kids, cannot contain a lot of information. So good to see you, Muppets frame friend. Ooh, unlimited budget. What is the one Disney gift you would purchase for yourself or someone else? A golden oak house. Yes. Done. Sign me up. One thing I really want for Lee, which is not like, it probably is not like the #1 gift, but that is a little out of our budget, is he keeps wanting, there's like a Disney train set. I think it's like in the 300s. So it's like a little bit more than we're looking to spend right now. Quite a bit more probably than we're looking to spend right now, but I know he would love that. Yeah, I got to think about that question more, Joseph. I do really like that. What would be one gift? I know if anyone has an answer to that, I'd like to know. We did see Brooke and that guy. Have we referred to him as that guy on here too? That's really funny. Yes, we were able to see them. It was very nice.
Quite a few times.
Yeah, we did see them a couple times. And then what else? Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like, I think because we were down there for an extended amount of time, I was really excited at the opportunity to meet more people. Of course, meet them still kind of at a distance with the situation that we're in. But that was one thing with See You Real Soon. I kind of was always conflicting to me, was that I always really wanted to meet people as either just viewers, but then also other vloggers and people kind of in that community. But with the limited amount of time that we would go down, and especially because the community kind of started to grow as we started to kind of exit out and kind of grow our family and all of that, we never had those opportunities. So I think I kind of had that expectation going into this trip. And of course, part of it being the pandemic, that's just not a possibility. And then, I don't know, it just kind of didn't play out that way. I love the 2 songs that, more DVC points, someone said. I know, yeah. I think, I know, with everything going on and how DVC points are working out, like, it's a little afraid to do something like that, but we're still holding on to ours for now, and more DVC points would be nice. I do like the songs Unpack Your Heart and Tell the World too. Those are 2 very special songs that I liked editing music to. We did not per se meet up with Tim and Jen Tracker. We did cross paths for the very first time. I mentioned this in the last live at the front of Magic Kingdom, probably midway through our trip. So it was really nice. I said, as I said in the last video, we of course have kind of always crossed paths through this community and have, heard of each other and kind of interacted virtually, but it was really nice to kind of just bump into each other in the parks and finally say hi and really kind of meet each other in real life. So that was nice. Did you meet Baby James? No, we did not meet Baby James, and I'm still heartbroken about it. We did have a wonderful experience, or I did, with the boys, get to meet up with Sarah just before James was born. And then it just never worked out that we were able to meet afterwards. We kind of were always in different places. Of course, at first they had a young one, and so they were all wrapped up in that. And then when they were kind of starting to get back into the parks, we were kind of heading out, and our plans never matched up. And that breaks my heart, because I would have loved to meet Baby James and Peter too, because I didn't get to meet Peter.
I did.
I know you did, very quickly though, because you were trying to get Dennis to nap. I know. Yeah, Joe only went to to Animal Kingdom once the whole trip, which is kind of crazy. I know. Someone again asked if we would rent a house again for an extended amount of time. Yes, we would really love to do that again. So it's
just finding the time, right? Because kids are back to school.
Yeah, it's just finding the time, because of course, like we said, this is like our opportunity right now because the kids aren't in school yet. I don't think we plan to homeschool them as they get older. Of course, right now we're kind of doing not official homeschooling with Lee, but when they are officially in school, I think we're kind of settled here. Oh, you guys are growing to give kids the world. That's so awesome. It's so wonderful. You will have an amazing time, and it really does. It's so great to give to them. What?
Get there as early.
Yes, you mentioned that you have tickets. I don't know at what time. We definitely suggest as early as possible because I don't know. Maybe it's just us because we have kids, but we could spend like 5 to 10 is not even enough time. It's like not even enough for us at least. I don't know if we will be in Disney for the 50th anniversary. That's October 2021. I'm not sure. That would be cool. I do worry that it would be like a very busy time. I don't know. Again, who knows? Oh, people keep saying, how this get into their recommended? I don't know. I promise I'm not pushing myself out into other people's recommended if it's not your kind of video. No offense taken here. Oh yeah, Joseph mentioned artwork. There's a lot of artwork I had my eye on that I really, really wanted. So that would be another really great gift. I know. His name is Buckley. There was an artist named Buckley. He does like water. Like what? It looks like water. What's my name? Yeah, watercolors. I was like water paint. What am I saying? Oh my gosh, Magically Manda wants the Crystal Cinderella Castle. Honestly, that's another one that would be probably on my list, especially because this trip for me, I like fell in love with the glass blowers. They are so talented, wonderful to talk to, and just really loved all their artwork. I've always loved it, but kind of found a new appreciation for them this trip. So that would probably be on my list too. Hi, Vanessa. And oh no, I lost your comment. Vanessa and Daniel. Thank you for saying like our tree and our stockings. These stockings are kind of temporary. They're just what we have for right now. I hope to kind of get all ones that match sometime in the near future. Someone asked, are any of our close friends into Disney too? No. No, I can't think of, not to say they're like, yeah, they're just not into it probably at our level. You know, I certainly think they would visit like once or twice, but that's probably where their limit is. So it is kind of funny that yeah, probably friends are off and Jen, yeah. Yeah, and it can be hard to explain. You know, it certainly is like you kind of are the butt of the joke a lot of times. Like, you're going to Disney again. You kind of just have to shake it off and just realize that, you know, yeah, they just kind of don't get it. And that's okay. Like, I actually really enjoy having friends that have different interests. And, you know, I'm okay with that. It's, you know, something that can be a little hard to explain. It can be hard sometimes when they joke a lot, but let's see. We have seen snow. We have snow right now. We are getting snow probably tomorrow night, very likely tomorrow night. But even when we came home, there still is snow on the ground. So we got to enjoy quite a bit of that. Let's see. I'm just going to add you as a moderator, but you're showing, I think, if you say maybe hi or something. I wonder if I can. Oh, two cats and a mouse. That was your name. Yes, I remember. I told you. You had to remind me. I had not had the chance to check out your channel. Two cats and a mouse. It was really nice meeting you. And yes, I did hear your husband mention that. I know. I wish we could have chatted more too. All right. Someone said people either love the Disney parks or hate the Disney parks. No in between. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. There might be a little bit of an in between where someone does enjoy it, but they don't need to become annual pass holders. They like to go like once a year, once every other year. And so that might be someone that's not quite the level of us. But I do agree. You either kind of get it or you don't. I know quite a few people that, I asked for Disney advice and, I tried to help them with their trips. And, before they even left, I knew I'm like, I just don't know if they're going to like it. When they came back, they kind of were like, yeah, no, I don't get it. And I'm like, yeah. Our favorite airline, I think just because of cost, although we haven't used them in quite a while now, just everything going on, is Southwest. Also, they do fly out at our local airport. Hi, Hannah! That's nice to meet you! Yeah, someone said it's so hard to plan for others. Yeah, I know it can be hard, especially when you're in like a big group or whatever, or if you're in a big group of just trying to appease everybody. Hi, Alvin. So Ashley gets it too, Joe. Anyway, so, oh my gosh, I've been on it for over an hour. Well, part of that was kind of messed up with everything else, but thank you for those that have stuck through as I figured out the technical difficulties. As I said, this is something I plan to do weekly now. I do want to try to think more on how I approach it, where it's not just kind of me waiting for questions and answering them. I want to kind of, again, make them have more substance maybe, and what? More direction. And yeah, just, again, as I said, enjoyable for those that are watching this post live. Oh, so a lot of people ask this, so I'll answer a few more questions before I head out. So first, driving to Disney. Oh my gosh, can you please? I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting your first name, but I'll still keep calling you that as long as you like. But share your name if you'd like. We love Fort Wilderness, still do, and the cabins. I would still say they're my absolute fave. Of course, with DVC and that not being DVC points, I don't know how much or if at all we would stay there. I would love to experience it one time at least with the kids, so definitely. Oops. Do we watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Joe, have you watched the whole series?
All right.
Joe's watched the whole series. I've watched quite a bit of it. I would love to end up kind of. Is that streaming anywhere?
I think they just brought it back.
I know they did like a reunion, but I didn't know they brought back the whole series, like streaming. You know. I would love to watch that. Yeah. And my sandals. Yes, sorry. I got distracted. Someone asked about my sandals. Oh my gosh, I forget what they're called. They're Merrell, I think. Merrell, something like that. I could have added an extra R or L. I found them at what we have here in the States. I don't know where you're from, TJ Maxx. So they were quite a bit discounted. I want to say they were maybe $40. I think when I saw what they were when they're not on discount, it was a bit more. But I have used them since 2018. I still have the same pair. They are kind of starting to wear down, but they are very comfortable and they do have great reviews. So definitely something to look into. Could be a great purchase, investment, splurge. Okay, yeah, so they've been watching since they were 8. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for growing up with us. Do you guys watch all the Harry Potter movies? I am actually obsessed with all of Harry Potter. My friend and I are rereading the books. We've kind of hit a little bit of a stalemate right now because of Florida and everything. I wasn't able to read as much, but we're rereading them. We read a few chapters, and then we meet up we were doing it weekly, then we were kind of doing it bi-weekly. We'll see how we kind of fall back into it, but we're on The Order of the Phoenix right now, and we're in the middle of rereading that. We've read kind of the first quarter of it. We've just gotten to Hogwarts, so we're going to keep chipping away at it. And I love the movies as well. I have not watched them in a while because I really wanted to just focus on the books right now, but I'm really excited to like rewatch the movies again. It's been a while, so that'll be fun. My favorite Christmas movie is The Santa Claus. We recently just watched The Christmas Chronicles because we heard good things about that. We watched 1 and 2. It's the only thing we watched the whole time we were down in Florida. We realized we're like, wow, we really are spending like no time. We were doing editing so much that at the end we're like, no, you know what? Let's watch some Christmas movies when we have some downtime at night, and we did that. Not as big of a fan of 2. You know, the sequel usually isn't as good, and this followed that same recipe. But yeah,
You like Bell Snickle?
Bell Snickle. Are we excited for Dinosaur coming back to Disney Plus? I definitely remember watching that as a kid and getting a kick out of it. I loved seeing that even at Hollywood Studios. That was so cute when at what was it? The Osborne Lights. But I wonder if Lee would get a kick out of it. I don't know if like now watching it back, is it like humor that just like isn't the same as now? I don't know. I would definitely watch it. We did not get to go to, my brain is fried. Like no words are coming to me right now. We did not get to go to Universal this trip. It just was, again, taking this trip and renting a home. It just didn't quite fit into our budget. Just something that we didn't prioritize over going to things like Give Kids the World and, you know, doing that. And again, just renting a home for 10 weeks, you know, certainly put a hole in that budget. So we did not do that this trip. And also we weren't sure how Universal was with COVID and the pandemic and everything. Jingle Jangle, we saw that. We were wondering if that would be good. Okay, we'll keep that on our list because we want to watch a couple more Christmas movies before the season's over. We did watch Enola Holmes. I watched it actually prior with my parents. Joe was a little bummed, but he loves to watch movies with me. But you enjoyed that one, right?
Yeah, you watched it with me, right?
I fell asleep, but that's okay. Hey, error. Do you like to watch Alf? Yes, Alf is a really good movie. I haven't watched it in the last couple seasons. It's not like it should be one of my top because I do genuinely enjoy it. But I usually only have time for a couple, and so I always go for like the Santa Claus, White Christmas maybe. Yeah, I should watch Alf again. My favorite non-Disney movie. Oh my gosh. Never watched a non-Disney movie in a long time because I was gonna say my favorite movie of all time is Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Don't know what it is. I think I watched it when I was a teenager and kind of just like it like encompasses like I just fell in love with the story, and so anytime I'm just feeling down, like Joe always knows, he's like, "Do we need to watch Pirates?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." Oh, Muppets Christmas Carol is a good one too. We have not seen the new Mulan. Christmas Vacation, that's another one. I do like it. I think I kind of missed it. I didn't watch it in younger. Well, maybe I did watch it in younger age. What? You haven't seen it? I've kind of seen bits and pieces of it. I think because like my parents kind of, I don't know. I always felt like my brothers would watch it, but I like wasn't able to watch it. I can't really remember, but I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I would like to watch that again. Home Alone 1 and 2. I think I watched Home Alone 1 for the first time in a long time last year, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Someone said, never seen Christmas, or Dan said, never seen Christmas Vacation. Our friendship is now at jeopardy. Oh no, please forgive us. We will watch it.
I've never even seen a Christmas Story.
I know Joe's never seen A Christmas Story. Joe has not seen a lot of those like kind of classic, not like
It's the Grinch.
Joe's favorite is The Grinch?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Rudolph.
Oh, Rudolph. Real old Rudolph.
We have not seen Jack Frost, I don't think. No. But anywho, I think I am going to wrap things up here. It's getting late for this mom and dad probably too. I'm getting tired. But again, just to wrap things up, really would love to touch base with you like this once a week. Still kind of feeling out when that will be, Tuesdays, Fridays, maybe sometimes on a weekend, if that would work better for certain people so that we can do it during the day or something like that. Might throw out a poll, might just try different times each week. Just wait and see. I usually do try to update on Instagram. Of course, I know not everyone does follow me on there. So if you don't, I will try to be better at somehow updating on YouTube where I can. I know you can do stories, so if you look out for those, I will try to do that to update you when I will be doing those. But yeah, look forward now to talking with me live once a week and a video once a week. I'm hoping I can keep up with that. But it was so great talking with all of you. Thank you so much for participating, asking questions, and listening to me ramble on and having Joe join a little bit. I hope you have a wonderful night. I know a lot of people have mentioned a lot of great movies. So if you have time still, and there's some great ideas in the chat of what you could watch tonight. I kind of want to watch a movie, but it is getting late. We'll have to see. We are trying to get through Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Did we start watching that before Dennis was born?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure when I was pregnant with Dennis, we were like chipping away at Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This is how little at this point we're able to watch TV shows or movies. And we're on season 6, I think. So we're getting there, but I still think we have a while to go. Yeah, but we do really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's a good one. Godmother is a... Wait, what? Is Godmothered out? It's a modern enchanted without the music?
I want to watch Noel. I'm pretty sure that is that the Anna Kendrick.
And the the Noel one with Anna Kendrick. We did see that. That was cute. But okay, Godmothered. Okay, I gotta look into that. That looks good because I liked Enchanted.
But I like the music.
I know the music is good. You're right. Yeah, but all right. Well, have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you again for chatting with me. It was really a pleasure. I love hearing from you just as much as I love talking myself. Probably I enjoy hearing more from you. So thank you so much for joining me, and you'll be seeing me again really soon. All right. What's next?